everyone, and welcome to today's session on Business Intelligence Analyst interview questions. Before we go ahead, let's have a look into today's agenda. Firstly, we will have a brief look at the skills required to become a Business Intelligence Analyst. And then we will discuss the BI Analyst interview questions and answers. These questions are divided into two categories, general and technical. The technical questions are further divided into beginner, intermediate, and advanced level questions. But before we go ahead, if you like our video, please do not forget to subscribe the Edureka YouTube channel and hit the notification bell icon to never miss an update from us. Also, if you are looking for an online training certification, do check out the link given in the description box below. So let's begin. Let's have a look at the skills required to become a BI analyst. You need advanced SQL, Python, or R skills. Advanced SQL is used to perform various transactions on the underlying database data. It also allows us to retrieve simple to complex requests in an efficient way, while Python is an interpreted, object-oriented, high-level programming language with dynamic semantics. And R is a language and environment for statistical computing and graphics. You also need to have experience using Power BI. Power BI is a collection of software services and connectors that work together to turn your unrelated sources of data into coherent, visually immersive, and interactive insights. You need advanced Tableau desktop and server ability. Tableau is a data visualization tool used in business intelligence industry. It helps in simplifying raw data in an easily understandable format. Then you need expertise in Excel as well. Now let us discuss BI analyst interview questions and answers. As already mentioned, they are divided into two categories, general questions and technical questions. First, let's have a look at the general questions that you may be asked. For example, you may be asked about your experience in business intelligence. Here, you should talk about your educational specialization if it is related to BI, your expertise in it, your career experience with it, and if so, you mention the field of business intelligence in which you specialize. Then describe briefly your career journey. Also remember to show a keen interest in the company's business sphere. Then you may be asked about your opinion on agile software development for BI projects. Firstly, you should define agile. Agile software development refers to the software development methodologies that involve iterative development, where requirements and solutions evolve through collaboration between self-organizing cross-functional teams. It advocates adaptive planning, evolutionary development, early delivery, and continual improvement. The benefits of agile are that it is more collaborative, saves on time, and since the teams directly work with the client, it provides a clear outcome in an incremental way. So it is being preferred these days. But many companies still prefer using waterfall methodology, especially for projects with concrete timelines and well-defined deliverables. If you have worked in Agile, talk about your experience. Then you may be asked about your experience in SDLC. SDLC refers to Software Development Lifecycle. You should define SDLC. Software Development Lifecycle is the process used by the software industry to design, develop, and test high-quality software. It consists of a detailed plan describing how to develop, maintain, replace, and alter or enhance your specific software. You should talk about your experience in SDLC. If you don't have experience in it, you can talk about your interest in working more with it. Now, let's have a look at some examples of technical questions that you may be asked. The first, you may be asked to define business intelligence. Business intelligence is the field that aims to extract meaningful and useful insights from data. BI analysts analyze datasets and represent their insights in the form of reports, graphs, maps, summaries, cards, and other such formats. They help make strategic and tactical business decisions. Next, you may be asked about uses of business intelligence. The uses of business intelligence include that it helps improve decision making by gathering insights. It helps in studying market trends. It helps spot weak points in business operations, and it helps improve the internal efficiency of organizations. Next question. What is data flow? Data flow consists of the sources from where we extract the data and the destination where we load the data. It consists of transformations that modify and extend the data and the paths that link sources, transformations, and destinations. The three important categories in data flow are data sources, transformations, and destinations. Next question. What is control flow? A control flow consists of the tasks and containers that execute when the package runs. To control order or define the conditions for running the next task or container in the package control flow, we use precedent constraints which connect the task and the containers in a package. SQL Server Integration Services provide three different types of control flow elements, which include containers that provide structures and packages, tasks that provide functionality, and precedence constraints that connect the executable containers and tasks into an ordered control flow. What is OLAP? OLAP is an online analytical processing. It is a computing method that enables users to easily and selectively extract and query data in order to analyze it from different points of view. OLAP business intelligence queries often aid in trends analysis, financial reporting, sales forecasting, budgeting, and other planning purposes. Next, you may be asked to differentiate between OLAP and ETL tools. ETL can extract, transform using various transformations that are available in the tool and aggregate the data. The output can be used as an input for the OLAP tool. ETL is the initial part of data warehouse. While OLAP supports online reports after performing certain join operations and creating some queues. OLAP consists of various applications for scorecarding, reporting, dashboards, consolidation, planning, analysis, master data management, workspace, and foundation. You may be asked about the tools used in MSBI. There are three tools: SSIS or SQL Server Integration Services. It is useful for integrating the data coming from different data sources in a data warehouse. The number of data sources together contribute form data. SSIS is generally responsible for bulk transactions. SSAS or SQL Server Analysis Services, which is an online analytical processing tool, online analytical processing, data mining, and reporting tool used in business intelligence. While SSRS stands for SQL Server Reporting Service. Once the data is in its final state, SSRS provides the tools necessary to create reports to better understand the data. Next, what is a workflow in SSIS? A workflow is a set of instructions tell the program executor how to execute tasks and containers within SSIS packages. Next, what is the difference between where and having clause in SQL Server? Now, there can be three differences. First, having clause can be used with group by clause, while where clause is used with constructs like select, update, delete, etc. The having clause is applied as a filter after the group by clause, whereas in where clause is applied to every row in the select, update, delete, etc. construct. When both having and where clauses are used, having clause is applied after where clause to further filter the output of the where clause, while the where clause is applied before the having clause to every row in the select statement. Next, what is the difference between view and materialized view? First is the definition. A view displays a query's output as a table, while a materialized view are schema objects which can be used to summarize, pre-compute, replicate, and distribute data. Example, to construct a data warehouse. Then, all operations performed on a view will affect data in the base table and so are subject to integrity constraints and triggers of the base table. while in materialized views provides indirect access to the data table by storing the results of a query in a separate schema object. A view can be used to simplify SQL statements for the user or to isolate an application from any future change to the base table definition. A view can also be used to improve security by restricting access to a predetermined set of rows or columns. One view can be based on another. A view can also join a view with a table. While materialized views, when used for query rewrite, improve the performance of SQL execution. Next, what are the differences between truncate and delete clauses in SQL Server? Firstly, truncate is a DDL, that is data definition language command, while delete is a DML, that is data manipulation language command. Truncate removes all the records from a table without making a log entry for individual row deletion, while delete removes all or selected records from a table by making a log entry for individual row deletion. Truncate is faster, while delete is slower. Truncate removes all the records from a table, and the where clause or filter condition cannot be used. While in case of delete, it can remove selected records or all records based on whether where clause, which is optional, is used or not respectively. Truncate cannot be used on a table if it is referenced by one or more foreign key constraints or it is marked enabled for replication, while delete can be used in these conditions. Finally, truncate resets identity in any of the columns in a table, while delete does not reset the identity in any of the columns in a table. Next, we have the intermediate level question. First, name the components of SSAS. Now, SSAS has 5 components. First is the OLAP engine. It is used to provide fast ad hoc queries by users. Then drilling, which is the process of exploring details of the data. Pivoting is the process of switching categories of data between rows and columns. Slicing is the process of placing data in rows and columns. And the fifth component, which is dimensional database, are used in OLAP. Next, you may be asked to describe the SSAS architecture. The architectural view of SQL Server Analysis Services is based on a 3-tier architecture, which consists of first the RDBMS. The data from different sources like Excel, database, text and others can be pulled with the help of ETL tools into the RDBMS. Second, SSAS, which aggregate data from RDBMS is pushed into SSAS cube by using analysis service project. The SSAS will create an analysis database, and once the analysis database is ready, it can be used for many purposes. Third, clients. Clients can access data using dashboards, scorecards, portals, etc. Coming to the next question, describe errors in SSIS. Errors generally occur due to unexpected data values when a data flow component applies the transformation to column data, extracts data from sources, or loads data into destination. Types of errors are: they occur when the connection manager cannot be initialized the connection string in case of data sources, data destinations, and control flows that use the connection string. Data transformation errors occur while data is being transformed over a data pipeline from source to destination, while expression evaluation errors occur if expressions that are evaluated at runtime perform invalid. What languages are used in SSAS? The languages used in SSAS are SQL, which is structured query language. SQL lets you access and manipulate databases. Next is MDX, which is multi-dimensional expression. It is a query language for online analytical processing using database management systems. Like SQL, it is a query language for OLAP cubes. It is also a calculation language with syntax similar to spreadsheet formulas. Next, DMX or data mining extensions is a language that you can use to create and work with data mining models in SSAS. You can use DMX to create the structure of new data mining models, to train these models, and to browse, manage, and predict against them. Next, we have the Analysis Services Scripting Language, ASSL, which is an extension to XML that adds an object definition language and command language for creating and managing analysis services structures directly on the server. You can use ASSL in custom applications to communicate with analysis services over the XML protocol. Next, what is write-back? Write-back is the ability to update source systems such as databases, to maintain systems of records while staying within the context of a BI application. This is essential to the concept of embedded BI. A good BI application will enable these data updates in a secure and managed way. Next, name the business analysis enhancements available for SSAS. The business analysis enhancements that are available in Microsoft SQL Server Analysis Services are time intelligence, account intelligence, dimension intelligence, custom aggregation, semi-additive behavior, custom member formula, custom sorting and uniqueness settings, and dimension write-back. You may also be asked to write an SQL query. Let's take an example. To write an SQL query to extract first tuple from a cell. The SQL query for this will be select date dot calendar year dot members dot item 0 on 0 from AdventureWorks. Here AdventureWorks is the database. It will give the output of the first tuple from the set, as you can see. Next, what is a RAG hierarchy? Now, under normal circumstances, each level in a hierarchy in Microsoft SQL Server Analysis Services, that is SSAS, has the same number of members above it as any other member at the same level. In a RAG hierarchy, the logical parent member of at least one member is not in level immediately above the member. When this occurs, the hierarchy descends to different levels for different drill down paths. Expanding through every level for every drill down path is then unnecessarily complicated. Now let us come to the advanced level question. Firstly, what is the difference between DTS and SSIS? DTS stands for Data Transformation Services, while SSIS stands for SQL Server Integration Services. In DTS, there is limited error handling, while SSIS provides more complex error handling. The messages in DTS, the message boxes use ActiveX script, while in SSIS, the message boxes use .NET scripting. In DTS, there is no deployment wizard, while in SSIS, we are provided with an interactive deployment wizard. In DTS, there are limited transformations, while in SSIS, there are more transformations. Finally, in DTS, there is no BI functionality, while in SSIS, there is complete integration with BI. Which lookup cache modes are available in SSIS? Now, there are three lookup cache modes in SSIS. The first is the full cache mode, which is the default cache mode. Full cache mode will cause the lookup transformation to retrieve and store in SSIS cache the entire set of data from the specified lookup location. As a result, the data flow in which the lookup transformation resides will not start processing any data buffered until all of the rows from the lookup query have been cached in SSIS. Next, we have the partial cache mode. When using this, lookup values will be cached, but only as each distinct value is encountered in the data flow. Initially, each distinct value will be retrieved individually from the specified source and then cached. To be clear, this is a row-by-row lookup for each distinct key value. Next, the no cache mode will not add any values to the lookup cache in SSIS. As a result, every single row in the pipeline data set will require a query against the lookup source. Since no data is cached, it is possible to save a small amount of overhead in SSIS memory in cases where key values are not reused. No cache mode is not used much, but it may be used in the following cases. When the reference data is too large to reasonably be loaded into SSIS memory, the pipeline dataset is small and is not expected to grow, there are expected to be very few or no duplicates of the key values in the pipeline dataset. How to log SSIS execution? SSIS includes logging features that write log entries when runtime events occur. They can also write custom messages, although it is not enabled by default. Integration services supports a diverse set of log providers, giving you the ability to create custom log providers. The integration services log providers can write log entries to text files, SQL Server Profiler, SQL Server, Windows Event Log, or XML files. Logs are associated with packages and are configured at the package level. Each task or container in a package can log information to any package log. The tasks and containers in a package can be enabled for logging even if the package itself is not. How do you deploy SSIS packages? Now there are two ways in which the SSIS packages can be deployed. The first way is that the SSIS project build provides a deployment manifest file. After running this file, you can deploy it to either the file system or the SQL server. The second method is to import the package from SSMS from file system or SQL server. Next, to create a calculated member that intersects all measures, where do you put it and why? Now, in MDX, you can create a calculated member, which is a member based on other members. You can create two different kinds of calculated members, ones that are measures and ones that are not. Remember that a measure is considered to be a member of the measure's dimension. To create a calculated member that intersects all measures, you would put it in a dimension other than measures, because a member in a dimension cannot intersect its own relatives in that dimension. Next, what is the use of property called non-empty behavior while creating a new member in a cube? Non-empty behavior is used for ratio calculation. An MDX expression will return an error if the denominator is empty, just as it would if the denominator were equal to 0. By selecting one or more measures for the non-empty behavior property, we're establishing a requirement that each selected measure first be evaluated before the calculated expression is evaluated. If each selected measure is empty, then the expression is also treated as empty and no error is returned. How are cubes implemented in SSAS? As multi-dimensional cube or hypercube is a data structure in SQL Server Analysis Services, that is SSAS, which is built using OLAP-based databases to allow near instantaneous analysis of data. The useful feature of an OLAP cube is that the data in the cube can be in an aggregated form. SSAS cubes are created in a step-by-step process using the cube wizard. This brings us to the end of today's session. I hope now you have a better understanding of business intelligence analysis and the interview questions that you may be asked.
I hope you have enjoyed listening to this video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries, and we will reply them at the earliest. Do look out for more videos in our playlist and subscribe to Edureka channel to learn more. Happy learning!